Here is every rathole on the center. I got 6 categories of rathles. I'm gonna go through this pretty fast since there is a lot of rathles here. First at 8736.1. In the redwoods, next to the river. Quick look around. You got the crack here. You go underneath. And then you got the hole in the ceiling. You have a lot of space in this room, but of course it's not the best rathole because the entrance is really big and you can build into it. Rathole number 2 at 36.2, 30.9. We're on the floating island. There's rathole. You got this bridge pillar on the side. And if you look here, the entrance is right here. The entrance is pretty small, which is pretty good. Eventually in the main room you do have a decent amount of space. This rathole is not bad. Rathole number 3 at 36.2, 31.2. Under the floating island, you got this really flat rock, and on top of the flat rock, on the top right corner, is the hole. So you have it, you have a little bit of room. You got another entrance here. It's at 35.6, 31.2. Kind of on the side of floating island, it's a bit bigger. Number 4 at 37.1, 31.3. Also under the floating island, next to this big cave entrance, you got this hanging pillar. And under the hanging pillar is the entrance. This one is pretty strong. You have a lot of room inside. Number 5 at 40.2, 24.7. Now it's on the side of floating island, next to this waterfall. You got the green up across. The rathole is right here, next to this flat rock. You can go to the left here for a really little small area. But on the right side, you got this crouch part and you got a really small rathole in here. You got some more space up here. It's not much, but it's something. Rathole number 6, 46.6, 17.7. Now across from the floating island, near the green up, you got this edge over here. And on top of the edge, you can see the hole here. This one has a lot of space, but it's like more in the length. You got a big part over here. It keeps going for a bit. And the other side as well. Underneath you got a bit more space in this open area. And it goes a bit further there. That's it. At 52.3, 5.1. It's on the side of the map. Quick look around. Underneath us is the big cave under Greenhope. You got this ledge over here, you can already see the hole there. And if you go in it, you got a decent amount of space. A pretty small entrance. It's not crouch or anything, but it's not bad. And there's vertical space straight up. 49.9, 5.4. Also on the side of the map, right next to the big cave under Greenhope. Got this part. Right next to the edge over here, you got this one right here. And right here is the entrance. This specific rathole is kind of copy-pasted a lot in this map. There's like 6 of these spots. I will show all of them, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one where beds work. At 34.3, 51.3. We're in the underworld. Quick look around. It is in the pillar between that island and the land over here. It's a pretty small one. Here it is. At 25.7, 11.7. In the giant cave in the Greenhope. You got this really lonely pillar right there. And the entrance is right on top of here. Near the edge. And you got this pretty big rathole. 41.4, 51.1. In the underworld again, next to the sun. You got this kind of sloped rock over here. And on top is a little space you can call home. There's a really small entrance in the back here though, so watch out for that. It's not a great spot, but hey. Again in the underworld at 3453.3. Quick look around. Got this pillar, it's fully on land. Got pretty big amount of grass around it. Then right there you can kind of already see the crack. Want to go into the crack. And to the right side, a small entrance. Here you go. Now you got a pretty long rathole. The downside is it's all really small paths, so someone with tag grenades or just rockets in general could burn through here pretty damn fast. But it's a pretty long rathole, so if you spread out your turrets, you should be fine for a little bit. Number 13 at 47.7, 18.5. Right here, across from the floating island, near the green up again, you again got this ledge where we had a rathole before, but that one was more over there. And then right there you can already see the crack. You have to crouch and follow this kind of ramp down to get in. And here you have it. A bit of space here. Got a lot of space in the back over here. Beautiful, beautiful. And also on the other side. Got a really tiny room. At 33.1, 4.8. In the giant cave under green up. You got the waterfall, the river down, waterfall down. And above here, already see the corner there. Is the rathole. Oh. Right here you have to crouch in. And you got an okay amount of room. At 49.5, 4.8. On the side of the map again. Quick look around. We had another rathole down there. And our new rathole is right over here. You can see the crack already. It's gonna be crouching in. And to the right. You got an okay amount of space. It's not bad, it's not bad. Next one is on Skill Island at 64.9, 64. Quick look around, there's the redwoods. Blew up. And here we are. You can see this flat rock with the two big ones next to it. Then at the right bottom corner, you can see the entrance. It's a pretty small entrance. If you wanna crouch in, you have to go to this corner and then look down here. You can walk through. I do have tech boots on, which makes it easier. Otherwise, just bring some grapples and it's still really easy to do. And you got this big space back here. 50.9, 14.2. This is the last land rathole that has working beds. And which is not bannable. Again, the big cave under green up. Next to this water pond. You got this really flat rock and this one too. Then at the left top corner is the entrance. You might need some grapples to get in. Then you got a pretty big amount of space. Okay, now we're at the rathholes where beds don't work. Okay, here at 73.3, 85.9. At the edge of the map, near the redwoods, across from Blue Up. Here you got this massive space kind of going into the mountain. And you can see some vines over here, or whatever these are, I don't know. Then you got the hedge frame, it's the hedge frame rathole. It's honestly not even that bad. Just you can't place a bed here, so that kinda sucks. 88.5, 79.1. Again, this time it's in the redwoods next to these two big waterfalls. Got this little edge rathole. It's not big, you got a little bit of space back here. But it's something. 86.7, 36.2. Again, in the redwoods. You got under this pathway, where it kind of sticks out. You got this small entrance right here. So it is accessible on foot. That's really nice. And you got a little bit of space back here. At 69.1, 24.4. Now we're at these giant waterfalls. It's the left waterfall. Around this height. Like a quarter from the bottom. You can see all these flat rocks. You got this entrance right here. Well, under here you have this kind of rock again. You might notice that this is like a copy-pasted rock with the same rattle. Because it is. And here you have it. This cave is extremely dark. That's why I put some lights everywhere so you can actually see how this room is. Even Gamma 4 did not help with this spot, so this is the best you're gonna get it. At 47.3, 65.2. Near the blue up, next to this nice river. You got in this one, in this weird pillar. You got the rattle. It's behind this flat rock. An RG just fits in there, so that's really nice. For starting up, at least. And this is it. Not a lot of space, but it's not bad either. 37.7, 62.9. Quick look around again. You got this river, the pillar in the river. It's under this pillar. You can see this rock kind of sticking out. And underneath here is a pretty big hole. There we go, you got this area, you got a little bit back here, it's not much. We're on Lava Island at 6.8, 48.9. Quick look around, there's the rattle. We're close to the ocean. And the random pillar in the ocean. Then it's the tallest one at this corner. You got this copy-pasted rock again. Because guess what? Guess what? It's the copy-pasted rattle again. This one is a bit smaller though, since the grass is kinda going into it. So it's basically the same rattle with less space. 8.9, 56.8. Lava Island again. In this little, it's not a cave, but the cave area. Near the red top, you got the entrance to this cave. From this side too. Then in this ceiling over here, if you go under the bridge to the left top, you got the entrance. Let's see. Just go straight up. You got this pretty small entrance, so that's pretty good. And it opens up in a pretty big room. Look at this. At 74.2, 88.4. The edge of the map again. And right where these rocks kind of stick out. Underneath there, you can see the vines again. Kinda looks like a rattle we had before, but it's different. Again on Lava Island at 17.3, 49. Quick look around, there's rattle. You got these lava pools. And this lava pool with this little edge over here. In the back here, you can see the entrance. You can go all the way down here. Then you got this pretty big area. At 31.4, 46.6. Quick look around, you got some water here with some pillars in it. You got this bridge here. And on the bottom left of the bridge, before entering it, there's this little, intake, whatever. And then here here on the left side, you can't see it that well. Now you can. There's a hole here. You're gonna need tech boots or grapples to get in. You have to walk on top of here to crouch in, otherwise you don't fit. And here we are. It opens up in a pretty big room. 70.7, 24.7. Again, in the huge waterfalls. It's the bottom waterfalls this time, and from the left side it's the second one. It's on this part where it kind of gets thicker, the rock, with the trees on them. You go here, you can also see this, you got the ledge, and it kind of looks like there's another ledge back here. Just guess what? There is. And right here you got the rattle behind the waterfall. You can see the hole, you have to crouch in. Then it opens up back here. You got a bit more space. It's not bad, it's not bad. 63.3, 20.3. Here we are, there are the big waterfalls. There is Snow South. South Snow Mountain, whatever. And then at this pillar, at the bottom. Oh, cannot launch into it, but if you're here, you can see already this gap. You can just crouch under it. And there you are. You got your little crouch rattle. It's not big, but it's something. Back on Lava Island at 17.4, 63.7. Quick look around. Got these lava pools right here. Then you're gonna look at this area. You can see this copy and pasted rock again. Guess what? You might be surprised, but there's another copy pasted rattle right here. Basically the same, also smaller because the floor is kind of going into it. 40.8, 48.9. Quick look around. Floating islands, rattle. Little birds. You got this pillar right here. And at the bottom here, you got a couple trees here. It's not that high off the ground. You got this copy and pasted rock again. Or you would never guess what's in there. The same rattle. Oh, I can't fit. Here we go. This one is a bit bigger than the other one. 22.458. Back on Lava Island, quick look around. It's next to the water, next to this little pillar. And it's right here on this copy-pasted rock. It's behind some bushes, so very nice. And in here, you got the rattle. The less normal rattle at 1465. Quick look around on Lava Island again. There's rattle. You got these lava pools here, and the ones like kind of on the side of the mountain. You want this really small one. Now you are going through the lava, so you're gonna need some HP, or a bear is really gonna help. Armain also helps. First you have to go down. Okay, you have to go down there. So if you're standing here, you want to go down here. That's the place where you fit. Then you swim down, like you can see. Flippers do make you faster, so if you want to have more chance of surviving, do that. And here it is. It's pretty small, but yeah, at 14.5, 82.7. We are underwater, in the underwater cave. Then right under here, you can see this crack, it's kind of obvious. When I go here and in the back, you can go up. And there is a little space. Just saying, bets work in these next spots. I'll tell you again when they don't. 12.4, 83.4. Quick look around. You can see this really flat rock. All these crystals. Well, if you see this really flat rock, go to the top right, where you see these, seaweed, whatever, with the white crystals. You can go right past that. You have a little part back here, good for the fences. And a part back here. At 47.6, 83.6. Also in an underwater cave. You got this yellow plant where it's right behind. You go behind here. You do have a little entrance. And right in here, you got this little place for some vacuum compartments. It's not big though. Next up is at 41.3, 81.8. It's one of these pillars again. You cannot build into it, so that's really good. Since you cannot build into this is actually a pretty good spot. And you got a pretty decent amount of space. At 27.3, 83.5. Quick look around. I'll go above water real quick. Here we are. And right here you have this hole in this corner over here. You got a little space back here for defenses and stuff. And then in the back over here. And right here you actually have air, which is really nice. At 69.2, 80.3. Also in the huge underwater cave. You got this part. This is really flat rock with kind of like the sand going up. Looks kind of goofy. But right in that corner, you can already see the crack. You can go up here. It's not a big entrance, but it's also not that small. I think basilos will actually fit. Well, I just tested it. Basilos do fit into this spot, which makes this a lot weaker. It was kind of hard to get it in though, but yeah, that kind of makes the spot pretty weak. So that because you have a lot of room in there. 9.7, 87.4. We're not in the cave this time. Quick look around. You got this really big kind of flat rock. Then you got another one of these pillars right there. Then right there you got the entrance above the flat rock kind of. Here we go. Basilos fit in this one as well. Well, you got a decent amount of space here. Okay, from this point forward, the beds don't work again for these underwater rattles. Just so you know. We're 24.9, 47.1. Quick look around, you got a bridge there. We're like in another bridge there. And in the middle of the bridges, you got this crack in the wall. You got like the weird mesh wall to the left, which is also really easy to mesh. And this is it, 4.5, 28.5. This is basically behind this giant waterfall at the border. It's in this corner. You cannot go wrong here. In a corner you can see this gap here. You can go down. And you got some space in the back. It's not a strong spot, but honestly for just a underwater breeding area, it's not bad. 14.2, 15.6. Right here. Giant border waterfalls. You got this ramp down, and at the bottom of the ramp, if you go underwater, you can already see the entrance. It looks pretty big from here, but once you go near it, you can see there is a border underneath you, so this is a really small entrance. Bessies don't fit. So if you build this right, this is actually a pretty strong rat hole. 37.30. It's on the border. Border is right here. And if you look this way, you can see this flat rock going into here, so it's kind of obvious where the rattle is gonna be. And in the back here, you can go under it. You can also go to the left here. You also have to go under this part then. So bessies do fit here, but you have to go around. Then into the base spot right here. 5.3, 61.6. It's outside of Lava Island. There's a pillar in the water. There's a little island here, and next to the island, if you go down, if you go straight down from the quartz, you can see this. It's next to the pillar. Here's the entrance. And you got this little space back here. Next one at 44.1, 1.6. Also near the border. The border is right here. Here's the edge of the map. You can see there's like a little intake here. And to the left you can see the sloped wall. It is right underneath there. You can see this part. You can go straight under here. It's like a big tunnel all the way to the back. At 72.3, 43.3. Underwater you got this like kind of bridge with the pillar. If you look at the ground, you got one little platform there and then one on top of here. You want to go to the one on top of there. And then on this platform, you see this hole in the ceiling. You want to go up here. And you got a decent amount of space back here. You even got your own sea vegetable. Yeah, okay. 69.9, 36.4. We're underwater. You got this pillar in the middle of here. Then in this corner, you got this sloped part with, you can already see the hole from here. Go in there, to the right. You get this part, good for some defenses. And then you can even go more down in this little part right there. And here's like the main part for your base. 70.1, 36.6. Quick look around. You got this pillar here again in the middle. You got this really flat rock area that's a bit elevated. You want to go here into the corner. Just... And right here you can see this little crack. When you go down it, there's even a smaller part. Then you can go here to the right. And you got this little space. It opens up a bit here. This is honestly a pretty strong spot. It's also not the biggest. At 21.5, 42.3. You got this little bridge area, all these seaweed. The right under here, before you pass between these two rocks, you can see that there's some space underneath here. And you got this little rat hole. If you go straight down at the coordinates, you see here, you got the seaweed, you got this elevated platform. And at the right bottom of the elevated platform, you have this part. It's gonna be really hard to find. It's easy for me because I got a vacuum compartment here. This is actually a pretty hidden one, but you do need the vacuum here because you have to crouch in this spot. So you need some air, you need to be able to crouch, then you can walk in. Without the vacuum, you simply cannot go in here. So this is a pretty good spot. I'm not sure if these are bannable, because you can go in with crouching, but you need a vacuum. I have the feeling if someone does report you, Wildcard is not gonna try to fit in there. They're just gonna be like, oh, well, can't fit. See ya. 42.6, 77.7. Go above the water real quick. If you go straight down, you got this thing again next to the bridge. You got like the elevated rocks, and right next to it is the entrance. This is also a crouch spot. So you need a vacuum to crouch. And then you're in here. And then you're in here. You got a lot of space for defenses back there. And then back here you got space for your base. 14.2, 80.7. Quick look around again. If you go straight down, you got this platform, but you want to go even lower. Then you got this part with the like elevated wall around this area, kind of looks like. You got this small hole back here. It's basically the same as the last one, but different place. It's really similar. At 9.5, 81. Quick look around again. Go straight down. Got this flat platform again with like the wall around it. And in this corner, the hole is right there. You can see this rock, it's to the right of that rock. Then when you go down, you basically have the same stuff all over again. Now we got the Pelagornis rattles. I'm assuming you guys know how it works. It's 52.2, 48.9. Gonna go straight up here real quick. If you look straight up, you see the water, you see those ruins over there. Little water pond back there. Then straight down, there's a lot of trees here, so it's kind of hard to see. If you go straight down, up here, you have these stairs going down. If you look in the roof above my teleporter, you can see the entrance. Now I swear, like a year ago I went in there without using a Pelagornis, but for some reason I simply cannot do it, so I'm just gonna say it's a Rattle. If you can do it, then good for you. Better safe than sorry. Pelagornis Rattle 2 at 39.8, 61.4. Quick look around. This one's also gonna be pretty hard to find since it's like one of the many pillars, but it seems to be the longest pillar. And you got these two rocks with like a flat rock in between, so you might be able to find it because of that. Now the entrance is at the bottom right of the flat rock. You can crouch in the beginning here, and I can simply not go through here. I'm just gonna go ghost mode, but you could use a Pelagornis or whatever. Or if you have another method of going in, that's good. Then you got this huge area. 44.7, 24.1. There's the floating island right behind us. And here you got the waterfall, and on the left side, you can see there's green up. We got this little mountain here. If you go inside like the waterfall area, you can already see this ledge and the hole back there. So it shouldn't be that hard to find. And then when you crouch here, you will see you're too fat. Pelagornis will work. You got this really tiny area. This is another underwater pillar right next to the other one. 41.1, 80.4. There's the other one with the structures that are built underneath him. Then this one is right next to it. Also, it's a pretty big entrance. Bessie does fit in here. You also have a tiny entrance right here. Players don't fit, but you still have to be careful. Maybe they can get in with like a manta or throwing a carbo in here and then riding it, whatever. You still have to be careful for that. At 17, 19.1. It's at the entrance to the big cave towards Greenup. Under Greenup. You got this little crack back here. If you go in it, you have this little bit of room. So that's gonna be it for today. If you want me to build in any of these spots, just tell me the spot number down below. Thanks for watching. See ya.